BeingBreaking.com.
Breaking that's
Lesson 2.
Lesson
What
2.
kind of music do you like?
What kind of
Present
music do you
tense.
like? Present tense.
Questions and answers.
Question and answer.
Ava is having a
Eva is
conversation
having
with
a
Jacob.
conversation with Jacob.
Is Ava having a conversation with Peter?
No, she isn't. She is having a conversation.
No, she
with
isn't
Jacob.
having a conversation with Peter. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Who is Ava having a conversation
Jacob.
with?
Ava is having a conversation with Jacob.
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She's having a conversation with Jacob. What is Ava doing with Jacob?
A conversation. Ava is having a conversation with
A
Jacob.
conversation. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She wants to know what kind of music he likes.
She wants to know
What does Ava want to know from Jacob?
what kind of music he likes.
What kind of music Jacob likes? Ava wants to know what kind of music he likes. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. Who wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes?
Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes.
Ava. Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes. Does she want to know what kind of music Jacob dislikes?
No, she doesn't. She wants to know what kind
No, she doesn't
of
want to know
music
what kind
he
of music
likes.
he dislikes, he hates. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. So she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does she ask him about his favorite kind of music?
Yes, she asked him about his favorite
Yes,
kind of
she
music.
asks him about his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does Ava ignore Jacob's favorite kind of music?
Doesn't. Ava asked him about his favorite kind of music.
No, she doesn't ignore his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. What does Ava ask Jacob about?
His favorite
His favorite kind of music. Ava asked Jacob about his favorite kind of music. Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. What kind of music does Jacob say he likes?
Jacob say he likes on
Jacob says he likes
music.
all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob mostly like opera and country and western music?
Doesn't. Jacob says he likes all kinds of music.
No, Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical.
Pop, rock, and classical.
Does Jacob tell Ava what kind of music he hates?
Jacob says he likes all kind of music, but he
No, Jacob says he likes all kinds of
pop,
music,
rock, and
but he mostly
classical.
likes pop, rock, and classical. Ava has tickets to a show. What kind of tickets does Ava have?
Ticket to a show.
Tickets to a show. Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava invite Jeremy to the movies?
No, Ava has ticket to
No,
a
Ava
show.
has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava have tickets?
Yes, Ava is has yes, Ava
Yes,
has
Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. She invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Who invites Jacob to go with her to the show?
Eva invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Ava invites him to go to the show with her. Where does Ava invite Jacob to go?
She invites Jacob to
the show. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her.
The show with her.
Does she invite Mark to go to the show with her?
No, she doesn't. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her.
No, she doesn't invite Mark. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her. Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. What does Jacob ask?
What kind of music the show has?
What kind of music the show has? Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. Does Jacob ask what kind of music the show has?
Yes, Jacob asks what kind of music the show has.
Yes, Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Does he ask what kind of food the show has?
No, he doesn't. He asks what kind
No,
of music
he doesn't ask
the
what
show
kind of
has.
food the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the kind of music and location?
Yes, Ava tells it's rock and it's in.
Yes, Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Who tells Jacob it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park?
Tell him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park.
Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the show is in Jackson Park?
No, she doesn't.
No, it isn't in Jackson Park. The show isn't in Jackson Park. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
What time the show?
What does Jacob ask about the show?
Jacob asks what time the show takes place.
Jacob asks what time the show takes place. He asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask who is performing at the show?
No, he doesn't. He asks
No, Jacob doesn't ask who is performing at the show. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask where the show takes place?
No, he doesn't. Jacob asks what.
No, he doesn't ask where the show takes place. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. When does Ava tell Jacob the show starts?
Ava tells Jacob the show starts at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Ava tells him the show starts at 7 p.m. Does Jacob tell Ava the show starts at 7 p.m.?
No, Jacob doesn't tell Ava.
No, Jacob doesn't tell Ava that the show starts at 7 p.m. Ava tells Jacob the show starts at 7 p.m. Who does Ava tell it's at 7 p.m.?
Ava tell him it's start at
Jacob.
7 p.m.
Ava tells Jacob it's at 7 p.m. Is the show at 7
Yes.
p.m.?
Ava tell him it's at
Yes,
7
Ava
p.m.
tells him it's at 7 p.m. Jacob says he would like to go. How does Jacob answer to Ava?
Jacob says he would like to go.
Jacob says he'd like to go and suggests that they have dinner first. He says he'd like to go and suggests they have dinner first. Does Jacob say he would like to stay?
No, he doesn't. Would like to stay.
No,
He say he
Jacob
would like
doesn't
to
say he
go.
would like to stay. He says he would like to go. Where would Jacob like to go?
The show. Jacob would like to go to the show.
The show. Jacob would like to go to the show. He would like to go to the music show. Who says he'd like to go?
Jacob says he would like to go to the
Jacob.
show.
Jacob says he would like to go. He says he would like to go. He suggests they have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest?
Jacob suggests they have dinner first.
He suggests they have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Does he suggest they would have dinner later?
No, he doesn't. He suggests they have dinner
No,
first.
he doesn't suggest they have dinner later. He suggests they have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest they would do?
Jacob suggests they
They have dinner first.
They have
Jacob
dinner
suggests they
first.
have dinner first. Ava thinks that is a good idea. What does Ava think?
dinner. Ava thinks
Dinner is a good idea. Ava
that's
thinks
a
that
good
it is a
idea.
good idea. Does Ava think dinner is a bad idea?
No, Ava doesn't. Ava thinks it's a good idea.
No, Ava doesn't think dinner is a bad idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. What does Ava tell Jacob about having dinner? Ava thinks that is a good idea. Ava tells Jacob that it is a good idea. Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. What does Jacob suggest to Ava?
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant.
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Does Jacob suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel?
No, Jacob doesn't. He suggests. Jacob suggests. They
No,
eat at
Jacob
the
doesn't suggest they have dinner at the
restaurant
Hilton
across
Hotel.
the
He suggests they
from
eat
his
at the restaurant
apartment.
across the street from his apartment. Where does Jacob suggest they have dinner?
At the restaurant. Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant.
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava want to have dinner with Jacob?
Yes, Ava
Yes, Ava likes the idea and thinks
Like
she
the
knows
idea.
where the restaurant is. Does Ava know where the restaurant is?
Yes, Ava thinks she knows where the
Yes,
restaurant
she thinks she knows
is.
where the restaurant is. Ava thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know the restaurant's location?
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. What does Jacob tell Ava about the directions?
Jacob tell her she's right
Jacob
about
tells her
the
she's right about the restaurant's location. Does Jacob tell her she's wrong about the restaurant's
No,
location?
Jacob doesn't. He tell her that she's right about
No,
the
Jacob doesn't tell her she's
restaurant's
wrong
location.
about a restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location. Who tells Ava she's right about the restaurant's location?
Jacob tells her she's right about the location, the restaurant.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location.